Hi, I'm Amanda, and this is a life-changing drop of blood. And in a few minutes, this drop of blood will show you the remarkable transformation that occurred in my home a few years ago. Watch this presentation until the end, and you will also discover exactly how you can effortlessly keep your home clean without spending hours slaving away or money paying someone else to do the scrubbing. You'll also learn the #1 secret killer for home energy efficiency and why you must avoid this at all costs. Keep in mind, this is a mistake even the most budget conscious make, and it can cost you thousands. You'll also learn the 3 most dangerous and costly issues poor water quality can lead to and how you can avoid them. I don't know how much longer Culligan will keep this presentation online, so pay close attention to this presentation as there's something critical here for you. You may think you've heard it all, tried it all, or seen it all when it comes to better water. A seemingly endless supply of options, systems, and ideas on the best water treatment methods. Well, today you'll discover a totally different approach and outcome to better water, and one strategy in particular that makes all the difference. Remember, I am about to share how to get the right water solution the first time and even more little-known tips to save big on energy costs and spend less time cleaning and more time doing the things you love. First, I want to share a really personal and somewhat embarrassing story with you about how I stumbled upon Culligan to improve my water. I think you'll see why this turns my face red as a rose when you hear it in a few minutes, so try not to laugh and keep watching. Deal? I wasn't always concerned about better water. In fact, far from it. It was October 2008 when years of hard work building our house came to fruition. I recall that it was unseasonably warm that morning as I pulled up to our home to meet the building inspector to finally get our certificate of occupancy. I was alone as it was the middle of the week and my husband was working. And to be honest, after 2 years of blood, sweat, and tears and living with my in-laws during the construction process, I was pretty excited. Feelings of anticipation were running through me like a river. A few weeks earlier, we'd begun the process of drilling our well. This is a process I hope to never endure again. That painfully expensive project was finally complete, and the last punch list item before the inspector signed off on our certificate was turning the water on to our home. Dreams of bubble baths in the new sparkling white jacuzzi tub, watering flowers on a warm summer day, and not having to fight my mother-in-law for the washing machine was a reality on the horizon. Now, the story you're about to hear is kind of embarrassing because it was so emotional for me. Yet, this was the experience that led me to go from never thinking about water to a state of complete obsession with better water, and I think you'll benefit from my emotional story. So once the inspector left the house, the plumber stopped by. They helped me turn the water on. Finally, our home was livable. And then it all started to unravel. The next morning came and I quickly ran out the door and drove to our new house. I burst through the door, eager to start mapping out furniture and engineering a perfectly laid out kitchen. But first, the coffee had got the best of me. I went to the bathroom and immediately, horror struck. There, where a perfectly white toilet bowl used to be, was a bright red coating of something. I went into the other 2 bathrooms and the same thing, an obnoxious rust-colored stain taunting me from the bottom of the bowl. I gathered a bunch of dirty cleaning rags and threw them in the washing machine in hopes to finally get those toilets cleaned up. After a while, I went to change out the laundry. As I opened up the washer door, my stomach sank to my feet. The formerly white rags were bright red. Panic set in. I opted to scrub the toilets with a toilet brush instead. And still, nothing happened. I turned on the water to the sink, The water was clear, so why was it staining everything? I jumped into the car, sped to the store, and returned home with enough chemicals to raise some flags at the NSA. Armed with a pumice stone in one hand and some sort of chemical iron cleaner in the other, I went to work scouring the toilet. A half an hour passed before I collapsed in a heap on the floor. Tears were streaming from my face. I had scrubbed so hard with the pumice stone. It had broken my gloves and torn my skin. I was bleeding. That was a life-changing drop of blood. 2 years of hard work on this home came down to this. While I tried to stop my hand from bleeding, I realized the lifeblood of my home was poisoned. At that very instant, I knew we had to find a way to salvage all the blood, sweat, and tears we'd poured into this house. I would not let our home be ruined by this water. I went online and I started to research water treatment, water chemistry, anything I could find to get my hands on to learn what was going on with our water and how to fix it. Along the way, I learned that not only was my water staining my fixtures, my water was also the cause of the spotting on my glasses, the residue on my glass shower doors, my dry skin and hair, and my discolored laundry. After feeling I had all the answers with this research I did, I called 3 local water treatment companies. All I wanted was pricing because I'd done my research and I felt I knew exactly what I needed. 2 of the companies happily gave me pricing over the phone, and they sounded pretty reasonable to me. Remember, I'm just a happy Culligan customer right now. I'm really no different than you. So when the 3rd company asked to come out and test our water so he could visually see the issues we were having and identify the root cause so we'd get the right solution the first time, I was skeptical about a sales pitch. However, it did seem like a good idea to find the root cause of our water issues. Let me tell you, it was worth it. This is a plan of action that allows people just like you and me to experience the comfort of knowing you're working with a local water treatment company and not some fly-by-night company. You can understand what's in your water so you feel confident knowing that you'll get the right water solution the first time. You'll also feel like you're educated on how the system will impact all facets of your home, your health, and your family. After all, water impacts every aspect of your life. This is the approach Culligan has used to improve the lives of tens of thousands of folks just like you and me here locally. So know for a fact that you'll be receiving the same exact value as I did. Yes, I'll be covering all the details of my discovery and my experience with you in just a moment. However, first, I feel I must warn you about the real problem that you face today, one that I didn't know about. This is a real-life conspiracy, a villain in a black hat, if you will, and it's the sole reason behind why you struggle with dry skin, lifeless hair, and clothes that don't last like you want them to. And why these problems are not solved by chemically treating your body with lotions, your hair with costly shampoos, and your laundry with fabric softeners. So many chemicals out there today. The real problem is the fact that you've been lied to for years, and these lies are keeping you from the skin, hair, and home you desire and deserve. You may hear or perhaps even believe that chemically treating your hair, skin, and home is just part of getting the results you desire. Yet, that's just nowhere near the truth. If you are one of the millions that have fell victim to this lie, then you need to decide now to accept the truth. Because if you don't, you'll continue to lose thousands of dollars on masking the symptoms of bad water. And not fixing the root of the problem? These are the lies. These are the reasons you've been chemically treating your hair, your skin, and your home, and it's simply not your fault. Now, however, is the time to take action. If you really want to blame something for your dry skin, your limp hair, your dingy laundry, spotty glasses, then do this. Blame chemical companies. After all, you've been bombarded for years by lies perpetuated from these crooks. All that misinformation chemical companies love to exploit is enough to confuse even the smartest person alive, and it confused me for years, especially when I was frantically trying to chemically remove the stains our water left in our brand new home. I thought it was the only way to fix the problem. A study by the Battelle Institute revealed that soap usage can be cut up to 75% when you have soft water. That is a huge amount of chemicals that you're using right now that you don't need to be using. The truth is you should rarely have to use chemicals on your skin, your hair, or your home. Why? Because these just mask the problems and don't actually solve the root issues. Plus, by not solving the root of the problem, you're just causing it to get worse and worse. That buildup in your hair, yeah, it's in your plumbing too. So, now that you're aware of the lies and how they've probably caused you to waste money for years, let's dive into the little-known specific tips I have for you today. These are the exact same tips and tactics that folks like you and me have used to see massive changes in their health and home, changes you desire and deserve. And by far, the most important tip is how to get the right water solution the first time for your unique needs. Now, if you're like I was, you're thinking all water treatment is essentially the same. However, this is dead wrong. You've heard my story of how terrible my water was, and fortunately, I made the right choice for water treatment. So the first thing I have to warn you to do is avoid companies who give definitive pricing over the phone or on their website. You may believe that getting pricing up front is a good thing, however, nothing could be further from the truth. Here's what will happen if you do not avoid companies who will give you pricing right away. Number one, you may end up wasting money on a system that doesn't solve your water problem because they never took the time to learn what was actually in your water. You may waste money on a system that is not sized right for your home, causing you to either not have quality water consistently or paying way too much for a system that's too big for your house. And lastly, you may be let down when they don't deliver on their sales pitch because you didn't make the time to get to know them up front. Think of it like this. You wouldn't call a doctor you don't know, tell them a few of your symptoms, and have them mail you a prescription. No, you'd meet them in person, get all the necessary testing done, talk to them about your allergies, previous history, do any diagnostic testing, and then discuss your treatment options. Listen, let me tell you from experience, your water is just as important as your health because it makes up 70% of your body. Do not trust somebody that is guessing on what you need. Now, how would you like to actually enjoy the way your skin and hair look and feel? Most people believe that you have to drag yourself through the process of an hour-long morning ritual. However, I would rather see you look amazing without using all these chemical products. Here is the secret. Hard water causes buildup on your skin, which makes your skin dry and your hair lifeless. By taking advantage of the benefits of soft water, your natural oils will be restored and your skin and hair will look youthful and radiant. All you need to do is have Culligan measure how much hardness minerals are in your water. And it gets even better. Here comes my really big, massive, crucial tip. This is my power tip, the one that I know from experience because I was in your position, the one that you have to do no matter what. Otherwise, all the other tips I gave you are pretty much useless. This is a tip that will allow you to experience silky skin, shiny hair. It will help you keep your colorful clothes colorful and your white clothes dazzling white. It will keep your dishes from spotting and your shower from being covered in residue. Doesn't that sound awesome? It will help you save thousands on energy costs over the lifetime of your home and save you up to 75% on soap and cleaning chemicals. It's a Culligan water softener. However, you must get your water tested first. If I hadn't had Culligan to my house, I know for a fact I would have had to replace or add to the systems I was quoted over the phone because the other companies quoted me on a system that wouldn't have even touched my needs. It's pretty sad to me that people do business like that these days. Wow, this is a lot of information. You may be feeling a tad overwhelmed at this point, and that's perfectly okay. I know I was. All this really means is that right now you have 3 simple options. Option 1, take the information I just gave you and try to go at this alone. to do it yourself and buy some box store, one-size-fits-all, supposedly, system. Option 2, you can take all the tips and info I just gave you and see if some other company will give you pricing up front, not hearing a personal testimonial like the one I'm giving you right now, and not knowing you're getting what you need. And who knows, maybe you'll get lucky and find the right system at a box store or take a chance on the plumber down the road with the cheap system. However, you may also make a painful mistake like I could have. But you can choose this. Option number 3, the savvy choice, the choice that most everyone takes who is ready for the right water solution the first time, backed by a local, reliable water expert who has incredible service. Look, I've been a loyal Culligan customer for nearly a decade. And now that you've heard my story, I can tell you with all honesty, if Culligan can fix and maintain my water at that with all of the stuff that was in it and all of that iron, I can absolutely be sure that they will provide the same value to you. Now, I do have to confess something to you. My husband and I sold that house we built a couple of years ago and moved to a nearby town where we now have city water, meaning we're no longer using a well. Immediately, I knew the water was hard. Most city water supplies in the United States are. And after having soft Culligan water for years at our old home, I knew I could never again live without soft water. So even though my water is considered safe by the city and the government, I still have a softener and a reverse osmosis drinking water system that removes up to 99% of contaminants. Did Culligan just assume they knew my water quality because they've installed thousands of systems on this particular water supply system? No way. They came out to our new house, looked at our square footage, the number of people, of course our family has grown by 2 since our old home, and made sure that they had a non-invasive location for our water treatment system. Every year Culligan comes to my home, they change my filters, and they make sure my water quality is just as good as the day they installed the system. If you want to stop wasting money, stop chemically treating the symptoms of your bad water, have vibrant hair and smooth, silky skin, save a huge amount on energy costs, and prolong the life of your water-using appliances, save up to 75% on soaps and chemicals, then guess what? Getting a water test from Culligan isn't an answer for you. It is the only answer for you. Let's take a look at what's included with your water test. You'll discover the hardness of your water, the pH of your water, how much chlorine is in your water, if you have any iron, that's what I had at my old house, why everything turned red, and if you need to have further testing done at Culligan's nationally accredited laboratory. If you'd like, their water expert can also provide you feedback on what type and size of system you'll need to treat your specific water problem, and where and how the system will be installed in your home. If you're looking for the most service-friendly water company on the planet, then you've probably already figured out that Culligan is your answer. As a matter of fact, when they first came out to test my water, I never felt like I was being sold. I felt like they were doing all they could to understand my needs, find the root of the problem, and fix my home. I immediately trusted Culligan, and I immediately trusted the Culligan man. Now, you may be thinking, how much is this all going to cost? And honestly, it really should cost something. After all, it saved me thousands of wasted dollars on buying a system that didn't solve my water problems. However, the price of your basic water test is free. Why? Because Culligan has been around since 1936, and you don't stay in business that long by guessing what folks need. Look below the video right now. Click on the button that says Get My Free Test and take the first step toward getting better water today. You must remember, you've been dealing with the side effects of bad water for too long, and the cost of continuing without taking action will only make things worse, as it certainly would have for me. Picture right now the moment you finally have silky smooth skin, beautiful hair, long-lasting color in your clothes, spotless wine glasses, and more money in your pocket with all of your energy savings. You deserve it. Simply make the wise choice and click the button below to get your free test today.